On Larry King Now, the stars of Broad City, Abbi Jacobson and Ilana Glazer. Ilana, you recently suggested viewers should wear diapers.
Oh my God.
Watching season 4.
I have to tell you that this season is
Tell him.
so good. This season is so good and so funny. I think we sort of like got this comedy rhythm of ours going, and just in case anybody has any leakage or looseness, I just want them to be covered.
Just to be ready, so you don't even have to get up.
If you want me, I'll do it.
Okay, that's good.
I'm Jewish, I fit.
Yeah.
You do fit.
It would be, he'd be a great family member.
You would be a great family member.
That I could come as an uncle.
That's right.
Yep.
Who has some secret to New York City.
Well, the reality of it is not funny.
Correct, that's right.
At
You're a
all.
dreamer, it's not fun.
No,
Right.
like the reality,
Right.
day by day, thing after thing, now is not funny at all.
It's dangerous and violent.
Plus, Larry King, at this stage of his
this is
career,
big.
is talking about a woman putting on a what?
Strap on.
Okay, we have some, it's all next on Larry King Now. Welcome to Larry King Now, and today I am welcome, pleased, happiest, two of the biggest names in American comedy, Abbi Jacobson and Ilana Glazer. Who knew? Together, Abbi and Ilana write, executive produce, and star in the hit Comedy Central series Broad City. Abbi's also known for her work as an illustrator, having created the New York Times bestseller Carry This Book, as well as her hosting duties on the podcast A Piece of Work. Ilana has made her way into the film world, starring in this summer's blockbuster comedy, Rough Night, and is currently preparing for a stand-up comedy tour. Broad City airs Wednesdays at 10:30 p.m. on Comedy Central. All right, give me a little genesis. How did it come about?
So Abbi and I both came to New York with this idea of getting into performance and
You were
comedy.
friends?
No, beforehand. So Abbi had finished college and I was in college. And
How did you meet?
We met in an improv group, practicing improv, keeping those muscles warm. And after a couple years of improv, it's like, where's this going? What are we doing? I have nothing to show for this. And we really gathered around the idea of wanting to send our parents a link so that they could see what we were working on all this time.
Because our parents were like, you know, what is improv? And we were paying to rent a little theater to have like literally 20 people come and watch us do improv. And we're paying to do that. So it was to have a link to send our parents of some content that we made to prove that we were indeed doing comedy was a big deal.
You know, to make it some permanent thing.
I got you.
Yeah.
And that led to Broad City?
Yeah, so web series at the time were just getting started as a popular thing. I think the market is pretty saturated now, but at the time it was like new, and we were like, what about this web series thing? And yeah, we started there.
And we just sort of like, as friends, we were on this improv team and just sort of cracked each other up. And our dynamic as friends was, you know, the beginning, the basis of the web series, and we just sort of heightened both of ourselves.
So you can do individual things and do Broad City, and you remain close friends.
Yes. You know, Broad City is very clearly the combination of our two voices, and in order to keep our unit voice strong, we think it's, you know, we feel it's important to keep developing our individual voices.
How much of Broad City is improvised?
It's heavily really?
Really?
Like we really script it, and then when we script it so much so that when we get on set, we can get the scripted version, and then we can be loose.
How do you get Alan Alda and Hillary Clinton? How do you get
Their younger confidants tell them to do it.
Yes.
And then they are glad that they did it. And then they look into the show and then are like, oh yeah, this is
Who could I play? I could play myself.
I think
could
you'd
play
have to
yourself.
play yourself.
I know, but he'd be such a good...
I'd be a good doctor.
You'd be a good
Doctor's
doctor.
great.
Alan Alda played my chiropractor.
I saw that. Very funny.
He was a joy.
I'll do it. If you want me, I'll do it.
Okay.
Okay.
That's good.
Okay.
Well,
I'm Jewish. I fit.
yeah.
You do fit.
It would be, he'd be a great family member.
You would be a great family member.
That I could come as an uncle.
That's right.
Yep.
Who has some secret to New York City that we didn't know about.
Uncle, just out of prison. Yeah. One of the Jewish
Some
guys.
real successful white-collar crime.
Yeah, oh yeah. Stocks.
You could be like Bob.
How have you,
Allen.
Amy Poehler, how did she get to be the executive producer?
We took classes at the theater that Amy Poehler and 3 of her collaborators from the Upright Citizens Brigade started, and the theater is called Upright Citizens Brigade. They had a show on Comedy Central years ago of the same name. And she had actually heard of our web series because we had created 35 videos by the time, or 34 by the time we were asking her to join us. So it was kind of a natural fit because we had gone to her school. And then we asked her to be in this webisode, and she was, and she liked it. And we just clicked that day.
We're all like the same height.
And so then we asked her if she would want to produce our show because we had already been planning to take it out and pitch it.
Are you New Yorkers?
I'm from outside Philly originally, but...
Same thing.
Long Island.
Long Island is one word.
Yeah, Long Island. I'm from Long Island.
What does your father do?
My dad sells insurance and does financial planning.
Graphic designer.
You're very close to the family? Everybody's close?
We just had our premiere party on Monday night, and our parents were all there.
Do you have a boyfriend?
I have a husband. I just got married.
What does he do?
He's a scientist.
A scientist?
Yes, a scientist.
What is he science?
He's molecular modeling, which is the new way to design drugs, and he is starting a company based on his drug design method.
He's Jewish?
He is half Jewish. His dad's Jewish.
Blonde.
He's a really blonde Jew. He was bar mitzvahed, if that helps you, Larry. And please
good to know.
approve of David.
One thing I want to check on before we take one break. Ilana, you recently suggested viewers should wear diapers
Oh my God.
watching season 4.
Larry,
What
I
do you
have
mean?
to tell you that this season is
Tell him.
so good. This season is so good and so funny. I think we sort of like got this comedy rhythm of ours going, and just in case anybody has any leakage or looseness, I just want them to be covered.
Just to be ready, so you don't even have to get up.
No, you do that when you're laughing.
Exactly.
Okay. You'll be seeing it.
Larry King.
Have you shot the whole season already?
Yeah,
Oh,
done.
yeah,
We
it's all
edited it.
finished.
Done.
Season 5, I'll be on.
Yep.
As
Yes.
an uncle.
Yes.
We'll figure out
Uncle
something.
or a boyfriend. We'll see.
You got a boyfriend?
Nope.
Hey now.
Too old for you.
Larry, you're distinguished.
Distinguished is
Yes.
good. That's good. After the break, we're talking Jewish humor, women in comedy, a little politics, with Broad City stars Abbi Jacobson and Ilana Glazer. Broad City airs Wednesdays at 10:30 p.m. on Comedy Central, and we'll be right back. Back with Abbi Jacobson and Ilana Glazer of Broad City of Comedy Central. Because you're good friends, does that mean you're automatically good collaborators?
No,
I don't know if that's a
Do you
rule.
disagree a lot?
Oh, yeah. The voice of the show is us constantly...
Meeting in the middle.
Yeah, the voice, we each have individual voices, and then the show is our combined voice, and it's always sort of like finding where we both agree.
Do you believe there is a Jewish sense of humor?
Totally. The thing I love about Judaism is the basis of questioning, and that's kind of the basis of a joke. You know, like what surprises you? What's the question to the next joke? You know, the next punchline. So I do, maybe just from my culture.
There's also a strong female presence in comedy right now. When I was growing up,
Right. Nothing.
Jean Carroll. You probably never heard of her.
No.
She was a Jewish stand-up, and she was
Wow.
very funny.
Wow.
Then, of course, Joan Rivers came along.
Yeah.
Elaine
Well-
May, we were just talking about.
Right.
You have to work harder?
Women definitely
In comedy.
have to work harder.
I think in
women,
everything.
Yeah, women have to work harder in everything, I think, to have a seat at the table.
We were just talking about this, like, it seems like a lot of women are, the expectations are so much higher, too. You have to be everything within the package. Whereas men, how many shows are created and starring by men and there's no expectations. They're just another one of those shows. So our show is...
You know, it felt like this fad, this trendy conversation, like women aren't funny, women are funny. And, you know, I'm seeing it even out a little bit. Like when our show started, that conversation, are women funny, was still happening. And I wonder over the next 10 years if it's going to feel like that conversation was a trend or if that was permanent representation that's here to stay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do you work Trump into any of the episodes?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, you know, we did this thing where we bleep his name so that we don't, like, share the airtime.
Like, so, yeah, we just didn't really want to ever say his name on the show.
And it's kind of like in real life, the way we're talking about him,
So
you know?
you talk about it and you say president and bleeps?
Bleep, yeah. And
It's bleeped like a curse word is.
Pretty wild.
Well, we had this break. You said 17 months we had this break, and we had written the whole season, and then the election happened. And the show has this like underlying political feel. Like we have, I think you know it's a liberal show, and we have things we've always wanted to say, but, and Hillary was on and all this, but after the election happened, we took the episodes and really we needed to rework them because it just felt different. Everyone we know and we, whenever we were working, we're constantly talking about what's going on right now, and we felt like we had to infuse it into the show. And
we always, like Abbi said, we always had this progressive feeling, but after the election, you know, everything became more, it became more important that we articulate exactly what these politics are and where they're coming from. And while I am saddened by the political landscape right now, and it's just such a bummer. It's such an assault on your senses to have the president be mean and a bully and rude. Like, that's just kind of bizarre to me. But I also feel like, you know, on the flip side, there's a uniting that's happening. There's a, you know, uniting around, on the other side of Trump, there's uniting around love and inclusiveness and looking at for example, the roots of our country more honestly.
Yeah, it's definitely exposed truths about the country that I think we were ignoring. Right?
Is he, though, frankly, a boost for comedy? Or is it going past that line?
Well, the reality of it is not funny.
Correct, that's right. If you're a dreamer, it's not funny.
No, like the reality day by day, thing after thing now is not funny at all.
It's dangerous and violent.
But our job is to, you know, I do feel kind of like this is the 4th season. It is this like kind of responsibility now. It's like, oh, we have this platform to make people laugh and kind of get to escape it.
Right.
And so if we can comment on what's going on in a way that also allows you to laugh at it, I mean, that is like the ultimate.
Do you crack up on the set?
Yeah, definitely. And we've laughed more and more on set. I think in first season we were so nervous and so stressed and wanted to do a good job, but it's gotten so much more fun, and it's not relaxing to shoot a TV show, but we've gotten to enjoy it in the moment more.
Jews are only 2% of the population, yet the country accepts Jewish humor.
Yeah.
They know it's funny.
Right. It's weird, right? And
Jewish,
there's like so
funny.
many people in this country who've like never met a Jew, you know,
but
they've like seen Seinfeld, you know, or they've watched like
Seinfeld.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it really is wild, our representation. However, like Jewish women, any female perspective of any culture is like the new generation, I think, of the voices.
When we return, we'll talk about Abbi and Ilana's careers outside of Broad City and dive into a game of If You Only Knew. Stay with us on Larry King Now. We're back with Abbi and Ilana, the Laughing Jews, the Jewess and the Jew. It's a Jew show. You ever notice how non-Jews say the word Jew? It offends me.
How do they say?
Jew. You're a Jew.
Yeah.
The emphasis is on the J.
Right.
You're a Jew.
It's a little more accusatory, I guess.
What do you mean by that?
You like a sort of H with your Jew.
Right.
Jew. We're Jewesses. You're a Jew.
I love Jewish.
You know, we have an ongoing joke on the show that Ilana does not believe that I'm Jewish.
Because I'm this New York nebbishy Jew, and Abbi's from outside of Philly, the main line. So
I'm not near a lot of Jews. I'm from a little farther out.
The main line is.
Is very Jewish.
Main line.
Right.
But closer to Philly, it's Jewish. Farther out, it's not.
Now, while the characters they play may be maturing comically, Jacobson and Glazer have grown measurably as artists, I'm told, and that you do other things. Your Rough Night was a hit film, right?
Yep, that premiered earlier this summer. It was a summer
It did very well,
blockbuster.
right?
Yep.
And you had a great cast you worked with.
Yeah, the cast was crazy and the experience was great, and the people who wrote the movie are our writers from Broad City.
Yeah, and the director.
Why weren't you in the movie?
I don't. Yeah, we.
I know why. They aged you out.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
But we both went off and did movies during the hiatus.
You illustrated a book called Carry This Book. Give us the gist of that book.
Carry This Book. I've always been fascinated with what people carry around with them. Did you ever read that book, The Things They Carried? Tim O'Brien. It was about Vietnam vets and what he explained their stories through what they carried. And I thought that was such a great device. And so my book, every spread is a famous person or notable name or a famous fictional character and what I think they might carry around. I should have done your bag.
I know. You got to see this, Larry. You would love this book. First of all, New York Times bestseller.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, you got to
see it. I should have brought.
One of your producers has it backstage. It's such a.
They do?
That was the coloring book. It's just a.
What would I
delight.
carry?
A nice pen.
Ooh,
A pen?
A nice pen.
Maybe a cigar in case a celebration. No.
I would have
used to
put
smoke.
extra suspenders.
Extra suspenders.
Glasses wipe.
A mini
Glass
mic.
wipes.
A little mini mic.
Little mini mic.
Ooh, like a recorder.
Just in case on the fly, on the man on the street interview.
Pictures of the children.
Yep.
The Kindler.
Yeah.
Do you have a sweet tooth?
What?
You have a sweet tooth? Something in there?
Maybe Hershey bars.
Yeah.
All right, we finished this segment with a game called If You Only Knew. These are questions. You do not have to answer them. This is not a court of law.
Okay.
Abby, what makes Ilana laugh?
What makes Ilana laugh? Yeah, bodily functions.
Oof, love them.
The fart joke.
Love it.
She loved that joke.
I was
What makes Abby laugh?
You know what makes Abby laugh is getting to a point. This always cracks at me up. Getting to a point where we have been working so long and so hard that everything is like this kind of funny. She like gets into the shoulder. When she gets into the shoulder laughing in shooting, but especially writing because we go nuts. I love getting past that point where you can't even get her back. It's like this next level comedy writing of Abby.
The worst kind of laughter is my daughter Chaya, who does this. Funny.
That's the laugh?
Yeah.
Rather than a laugh.
That was
Funny.
That is the worst.
Abby, your first impression of Ilana?
First impression, I actually thought she was this actress, Alia Shawkat, on Arrested Development. Literally first impression.
First impression of Abby?
I thought Abby was like a cool girl.
Oh.
Yeah, a cool girl.
Abby, someone Ilana is dying to work with.
Nicki Minaj.
Oof, yeah.
Who do you think she's dying to work with?
Laura Linney.
Abby, who was Ilana's childhood celebrity crush?
Rosie O'Donnell. Oh, did Celebrity Crush?
Crush.
I was obsessed with her at the time.
Just got married.
Like you loved her.
You'd have to guess this.
I was obsessed. I
Not
don't like
crush though. You weren't like crush.
All right, let me ask you now, who was your celebrity crush?
I think we had a similar one was Will Smith.
Oh yeah, Will Smith. Sorry, I meant like celebrity. You were
love it.
obsessed with her.
I love her.
This for each of you. Your most embarrassing moment.
Oh my gosh! I recently on a different project, I had to throw something at a glass door, and it was like so close, and my body like I couldn't. I must have thrown it at this glass door 40 times in front of like an entire crew and couldn't hit it.
A night shoot too, right?
It was like 5 a.m, and I'm like this far away, and I like my body can't. I wanted to die.
And
What was your most embarrassing one?
We actually cover it this season in our 3rd episode. I got too drunk and I couldn't hold myself together. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Wow.
Just too
Wait a minute,
drunk.
you were really drunk?
No, but on the show we reenacted my true life embarrassing moment.
Oh, it was a true life moment that you reenact on.
Just getting too drunk is always mortifying.
What's the best piece of advice you ever got?
I think something Amy Poehler told us, because Amy produces the show, and very early on she said, be kinder to yourself, treat yourself like you would treat your daughter.
That was the best that we received together.
What is something we should be paying more attention to?
I know something I need to personally be paying more attention to that everyone else does are all of the other elections, not just the presidential elections.
Local government.
Local
elections,
government.
For sure.
What was the longest period of time you've been awake?
Whew. Oh, I don't know exactly. Maybe like in the 30 hours range.
30 hours?
I think.
We're in school?
I think in college, like procrastinating.
Yeah, I think like 24 to 36 hours.
Something people don't know about you. You're Japanese. That will shock the entire Muppets and ruin the 4th season. See, that's Jewish.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. What do people not know about me?
What do they not know about you?
People don't know that, I play the drums. I'm a drummer.
Wow.
Very good.
Yeah. And you're married to a scientist.
Yep. People don't know that either, I think.
Does he blow things up in the lab?
No, it's like on the computer more. Thank goodness.
He blows things up on the computer.
Yeah.
In our final moments, Abbi and Ilana will be taking your questions from social media. You won't want to miss this. We'll be right back. We're with the stars of Broad City on Comedy Central, Abbi Jacobson and Ilana Glazer. They have become incredible hits. They are stars. Spelled S-T-A-H-S.
Yes.
Heard it here first.
Stars. Before we go to social media, there are a few popular sayings from Broad City. I was hoping you could help me better understand.
Love it.
Okay.
Yas Queen.
So Yas Queen originated in the sort of ball culture in New York City.
Ball culture.
Ball, like drag queens walking the runway and voguing. And it kind of resurfaced within the queer community
As Yas
recently. Yeah, and then it punctured through, I guess, on our show.
Nature's Pocket.
Nature's pocket is another word for vagina.
Yeah, I guess. Waspy or mainline Jewish?
This is when I'm ragging on Abbi for not being nebbishy enough, like a good New York Jewess, but you know, really holding her head high like an Americana mainline Jew. It's
Is
like
she a waspy Jew?
Ilana came to home with me once, and she was like, "This is crazy." She felt like it was like a very. It is where I'm from is very. It is waspy.
I was like, you know,
Protestantish?
Yeah, I was like the only Jew.
and also we're driving around, and I was like, do you notice the flags? You look down the street, it's
Very
it's
patriotic.
American flags every 10 feet. I was
No
like,
Israeli flag.
no.
FOMO.
FOMO is a popular acronym online. What is it?
Fear of missing out.
Fear of missing out.
And p-sal.
What is that? Oh, potato salad.
And what is pegging?
Pegging is when a woman puts on a strap-on and penetrates a man's anus.
This is incredible right now.
This is big?
This.
It's
Know
big
that
news.
we are talking about this here with you.
Oh, is this big? You know, it's...
That Larry King, at this stage of
Yeah,
his
this is
career,
big.
is talking about a woman putting on a what?
Strap on.
Okay, we have some questions from the internet. At KJM1016 on Twitter, you had Hillary Clinton on the show. What was the experience like, and have you kept in touch?
Oh my God, kept in touch. LOL, Larry, I wish.
No, we haven't.
No.
I mean, it was pretty out of this world. Like we are so lucky. We have amazing guest stars, mostly all actors.
She has a great sense of humor.
But it was
so
just
funny.
a different level of person, and
She's an icon. She's an American historical
funny.
icon.
Yeah, and
she is funny and like chill and warm. It was iconic.
she
for us.
came on. She had so much fun.
KJN1016 again. Abbi, where do you keep that blue dress? Do you own multiples, or do you use the same dress over and over?
So on the show, my character buys a very expensive blue dress, and because, you know, if you buy an expensive dress and you're broke, you're gonna wear it to every fancy event. So I keep wearing the same dress on the show, which is not a popular thing on TV, where the characters rewear clothes, but that's an important thing that we do on our show.
Is it the same dress?
Yeah, we have a couple. Our wardrobe had to buy a couple because a couple people have had to wear it, not just me.
At Fine Tennis Fan 93 on Twitter.
Yes.
What are your worst real-life roommate stories? A la Beavers. I don't know what that means.
Oh, a la Bevers, this
Oh,
character
Beavers
we
is your
have.
terrible roommate, right?
Well, that Bevers dynamic
Bevers.
was born out of reality, so that was a pretty bad
That
one.
was based on an actual situation. We heightened it to extreme levels, but that was based on something.
Grant Sloss on Facebook. How will Ilana's stand-up differ from the way we see her on Broad City?
Oh, stand up.
Oh, I was, what?
Yeah, me
You're
too.
like straight?
I was like in Trump era posture. You know, it's just me. The character on Broad City is very much scripted and curated versions of me, and my stand-up is just me as the creator of Broad City and, you know, a human.
Ilana's stand-up it's like a rawer version of her than we have.
Raw.
It's
Right.
yeah, it's like it's very much it's like Ilana's having a conversation. You're like very
It's
natural.
like hanging out.
Yes.
I like to like hang out.
She's a natural stand-up, whereas on the show it's very punchy.
You do stand-up?
I don't. I never really have. I did
you
more
did improv.
characters.
Yeah.
I did more like character sketch stuff.
Booby Lena on Twitter. I know you are both big Hillary supporters. In your opinions, what other females have POTUS potential in the future? And would either of you get into politics?
Okay, so first of all, we're both interested in like private constituent politics, just like as a person and a
But
voter.
as a progressive, I guess Elizabeth Warren.
Yeah,
I love
love Elizabeth
Elizabeth
Warren.
Warren.
Love Kamala Harris.
Yeah, love
what
Kamala
a
Harris.
badass.
I don't personally ever feel like I would get into politics.
No, I love comedy. You know what I mean? And like, I don't know.
No, they're the same thing.
Yeah, it is kind of similar.
Congress is funny.
Yeah, Maisie Hirono.
Sessions is funny. He's a laugh riot.
Yeah, he's hilarious. He's hilarious.
You want to get married?
I don't know.
You have a boyfriend?
No. Second time you've asked me, Larry.
I know, Larry.
Oh, you're very sensual. And she got a...
Abby, jeez, wow, Larry.
Is that embarrassing? Well, you got yours. You got your
Yeah.
scientist. the
No,
mad
it's not
scientist.
embarrassing. It's delicious,
She
Larry.
marries a mad scientist and runs off, and you leave the sensual one hanging around alone. Jason Ruvu. Oh, I know him. Are there any storylines you want to do but were too out there for the networks? Did you have a self-censor?
I don't think there's been a storyline yet that we've abandoned, and Comedy Central is usually really excited about what we come up with. There was one storyline that was so bizarre that there was like an incest thing that was in season 1.
Jews don't do incest.
No,
It wasn't us.
It wasn't Jews.
Oh.
But yeah, no, they like to push the boundaries with
Yeah.
us, Comedy Central.
Jason also asked Ilana, what's with all the somersaults and cartwheels? Yeah, what are you doing in subways?
She was a gymnast.
I was a gymnast and a dancer, and I just like that kind of stuff. I love
If you
dancing.
can do it,
Yeah.
if I could do all those things, I'd be doing it on the show too.
It's like I don't have the sensuality of my partner.
She's sensual.
So I have to really perform, right?
And last but not least, Alex Logan on Facebook asks, how do you top pegging on the new season?
You're gonna have to watch. It's
I think
it's
we
topped.
do top it.
Yeah, no pun intended. Yeah.
Oh, I was like, what do you mean? And I understand.
We top
the
it
wordplay.
just by the season is just elevated compared to our last season.
Your show is R-rated, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's on at 10:30. Yeah.
10:30 on Comedy Central.
We still have to we still have standard. We have S&P stuff. We can't say everything, but
You don't say the F word.
no, it's bleeped.
Bleeped. And Trump is bleeped.
That's right.
Thank you, girls.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
This
Ladies.
is You're a Legend. We can't believe we're here. Thank
Larry
you.
Jewis, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you, sensual.
Thank you, Larry.
Big thanks to my guests, Abbi Jacobson and Ilana Glazer. Tune into the 4th season of Broad City, airing Wednesdays at 10:30 on Comedy Central. And as always, you can find me on Twitter at King's Things. See you next time.
Iconic legend. Thank you.